G'day and welcome to the Grow a Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Truen. Each week, we speak with an owner who has grown a business with 5 to 30 team members to something bigger. Diving into their numbers and unearthing the pain they've experienced, we explore what they did to overcome each barrier and what they would do differently from day one. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone. Today I'm interviewing DaRel Daniels from Alsace Legacy Group. He's based in Charlotte in the United States of America. Thanks for your time today, DaRel.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Let's start with how we know each other. Your external PR agency put us in touch. Thought you might be a great guest for our audience.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
And this is only your second one you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, so fresh to the podcast game.
All right, I'll take it easy on you.
Cool, please do.
And tell our audience a bit about your business, what it does and how it makes money.
Yeah, so Alsace Legacy Group is a financial literacy platform to where we help smaller companies and LLCs and entrepreneurs to access capital to start their businesses or help their businesses grow. So not necessarily, VC backable companies, but more so services companies that, just need, maybe 100K, 200K to get started. And we try to help people to not leverage their personal money, but to leverage bank money and leverage that capital to move further.
Yeah, great. It's a much needed service. As you well know, small businesses need that capital for growth. So it's not your own fund that's putting the money into or loaning the money to the businesses. You help them talk to the right funders, banks, etc.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that is a much needed service because banks are pretty fucked at, dealing with small businesses. In my experience, anyway, I don't know what it's like in America there, but it's really hard to navigate and find the right people. Firstly, the right bank, and secondly, the right people in the bank to talk to. So assuming that's where you guys come along.
Yes, definitely. And just growing up in our community, we don't have these conversations. How to get funding or what banks to go to, or what my company should look like walking into a bank, so I could be as strong as possible. But this is just conversation that we didn't have growing up, and information that I've been coming into contact with in the past 2 or 3 years, and just it's been a life changer for me personally. So just sharing the information and helping other companies has been great.
Yeah, that's a very important step in the whole fundraising, whether it's investment or debt, is to make sure the information they put to the bank is clear and accurate and everything they need to hear.
Right. Yeah, so we like to say help your credibility, help you be as credible as possible when stepping into banks and talking to these lenders. Definitely.
Yep. How did you start out?
So really started out on my own businesses. So just candidacy. I'm a former chef. So me and my wife, we had a food truck in the early, we opened around 2014 here in Charlotte. And this is before my knowledge of deep dive of, how to get funded, how to acquire capital. So we started off of our own money. And, that business was great. The food industry, it just can be challenging and, slow margins. So we were at a point where we decided to transition out of that and really started on a financial literacy journey in 2019. And that kind of led towards the business that we do today.
And so did you sell the food truck business?
Yeah, definitely. So that, like I said, late 2018, early 2019.
Yep. Great. So you had that for 4 years, built that up. And what were you doing before you decided to start up the food truck?
Just working in restaurants, actually. So I went to culinary school down here in Charlotte, North Carolina, Johnson & Wales University. And that was pretty much after working in the restaurant industry for some while. So I went back to school and then got some more experience in the industry. So working at different restaurants, sous chef, chefing around town. And I felt like it was time for me to start my own. And that was kind of the journey.
Great. Mm-hmm. And so you started Alsace in 2019. How old were you then?
No, so Alsace Legacy Group actually was early 2021 when we started. So yes, a couple years ago. So 36 now.
Yep.
36 now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 34 when you started this business. Great.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you have some key numbers you can share to illustrate the growth of, I guess, both businesses would be great for the audience to hear?
Yeah, so with the food truck, at our peak, we were at definitely 6 figures. For in the restaurant industry, the first few years are in debt, but yeah, like the industry was not as good as we would like it to be. So we transitioned out, like I said, and with Alsace Legacy Group to date, we've been able to raise almost $2 million of capital just with the companies that we work with, and yeah, we take a percentage, but yeah, we pride ourselves on helping reinvigorate the spark in people's businesses. So
Yep.
mhm,
And how many full-time equivalent team members did you start with, and with the food truck, and where you ended up before you sold it? And
mhm,
same with Alsace.
yeah. So with the food truck, we started. It was really like three or four of us, like a small team to start with, but as our growth began to grow, or as our growth, we started to add team members, and we ended up around 12 to 13 team members. So that included the truck, our catering company, and we'd have some local contracts as well that we did the food for, like for a couple of breweries and stuff like that. So
Yep.
13, about 13 members total there, and then now with Alsace Legacy Group, we're at four members, so a tight team, but definitely like it more because the team members are more, I guess you would say, down for the business, or like I don't know, because the restaurant industry can be just kind of come and go, where the turnover is pretty high. So now our four team members now with Alsace Legacy Group, pretty tight team, and looking to grow a little bit more.
Yeah, great. Do you
Mhm.
have a number you want to grow the team to, roughly?
Not really a number of how many team members. Yeah, no, not at the
Yeah.
moment. Definitely not. No.
And did you start Alsace on your own, one full-time equivalent, or yeah?
Yes, yep. So yeah.
That's good. Solid growth over a couple of years, one to
Mhm.
four.
Yeah.
When was the moment you felt like you had succeeded?
So honestly, I thought it was the food truck, to be honest. So like growing up as a chef, like that's all I wanted to be growing up. That's all, it was my aspirations. And then, we made it there, we're in the business, and me and my wife really had to take a step back and like reevaluate. Like, we weren't happy, So we were in the business, we weren't happy. And yeah, like I said, I thought that the food truck was it. But just transitioning, taking a look at life, looking at how different ways you can make money, and yeah, that was really a wake up call for us.
Well, I've got to ask, because the movie Chef came out in 2014 with John Favreau. Is was that
Definitely
was that a catalyst or a motivation for you?
not a catalyst. We were actually in deep in it at that moment, and me and my wife went to see the movie actually, and it's so glamorized, it's like almost laughable watching it.
It's
But
not reality. Yeah.
yeah. So it was not like that. Definitely.
What does success look like to you?
I say freedom, like that financial freedom to really move how we want to move, provide for my family, and just helping other people to provide for theirs as well, so really passing it forward, and not looking out just for me and my family, but also who else I can touch and help move forward. So definitely.
Number one thing you'd recommend to marketing a fast-growing business?
I'll say niche down, definitely. Like you don't want to pitch and be selling to everyone. You want to focus on your core market and who needs your services, finding people at that pain point, and to where they really know that you're the answer to my problems, and it's easy from there. Mhm.
And on funding, so you funded the food truck business yourselves, and how have you funded Alsace?
Right. So Alsace Legacy Group has been really funded off of bank funding, so leveraging business credit cards, business loans, and it's really a low lift because it's a services business. But we also have luxury car rental fleet. So we have a car rental fleet that we have in another company. It's called Alsace Auto Group. But yeah, that was all funded off of business credit. So relying on that OPM, we like to call it, that bank funding to really put into our businesses, and that's how we move forward today. When I say we, is me and my wife. So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So it's just you two that own the business.
right.
And that luxury car hire business, so that's how many team members have you got in that business?
So it's three people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
If you were to start up today with plenty of funding, would you go into your industry?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll say the people that we get to help throughout, like just sharing the knowledge and sharing conversation that we didn't have growing up, is like invaluable. So I would definitely double down and put it back into what we're doing now.
Can you outline the most stressful point in your small business growth journey so our audience can learn from it?
So okay, I guess going back to the food truck, right? We actually had two food trucks. Our first food truck broke down the second day in business.
Oh,
So
no.
our second day in shift, it broke down. So long story short, we got a lemon truck. So we have all these contracts in play. We're ready to go. And the truck is an actual, a box truck, broke down, didn't work. So we had to shut down, reevaluate what we're gonna do. And that was really a stressful point because like we had all this money put into our first truck. We had to really go and get more funding to switch our equipment into another truck and really get back on the road and running. So I feel like that was like really a stressful and learning point for both me and my wife. But yeah, definitely stressful moment.
What area in business do you feel you've had to work on the most to add the greatest value?
I would say management and just working with a team, because with the food truck, it's really that transition from becoming a chef into a business owner was really was I guess would say the hardest for myself personally. And yeah, just really learning how to delegate, manage teams, and kind of take not stop working in the business and work on it. So that I guess that was really the most impactful.
Have you read Michael Gerber's E-Myth?
I haven't. I'll take
That's
that.
Jeff. I'll email you after this, but that's one I definitely
Okay.
recommend anyone reads before they start a business, let alone start growing a business. But one of the key concepts that I think he wrote it late 80s that Michael Gerber talks about in that book is the three levels: technician, manager, and entrepreneur. So it's very common for people that are great technicians, a great chef, for example, that thinks, well, my boss is a dickhead. I can run this business better than I'm going to jump out and start my own business. And then
Right.
find it really hard to go up to those other two levels, which is managing the business and the team, and
Mhm.
particularly being the entrepreneur and the business owner, having that strategic and visionary mindset. So yeah, it's a great book. I'd highly recommend that.
Gotcha. Appreciate it.
What have you enjoyed the least about managing fast growth?
The least I would say having employees. Definitely. Yeah. When the ball is out of your hand, you have to really rely on somebody else to kind of push the ball across the goal. That can be tough, definitely.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would say working with
I
employees.
agree. Well, one of my sayings is I believe people are the hardest thing in small business and where the value's at, because obviously you can't do it on your own.
Hmm. Definitely.
What do you love most about growing a small business?
I would say the impact in the community, to be honest. Even with the food truck and now with our business funding, like just being able to see the change in people that we work with, like that's been the most rewarding. Definitely.
And what has been the biggest mindset shift for you in your small business growth journey?
Mindset shift. Don't chase the dollars. So not chasing money, but chasing action and results. Like having actionable things that we're like having impact in people's lives and not chasing the dollars, the money will come, but being that solution or having that thing that's gonna change somebody, that transformation thing, being that rather than focusing on how much money it makes.
The number one habit you think a small business owner needs to develop and maintain?
I'd say consistency, just staying consistent, staying the track, knowing where you're going personally and put heads down and keeping it moving. I'll say consistency.
Yeah, I've got here on my desk one of my favorite sayings from Benjamin Disraeli, the ex-British Prime Minister. The secret of success is constancy of purpose.
No, definitely agree.
Jump over to growasmallbusiness.com and leave your details to get a short 2-minute email I send on Fridays to help small business owners like you become better leaders. I include some reading or professional development resources I've discovered in the last week.
Mhm.
Can you talk to how you've added people to the team, some wins, mistakes, and advice for those listening?
Mhm. So I would say with the food truck days, adding team members that were kind of like friends or like I would say all classmates, I would guess, because I was a little older when I went to culinary school. So I kind of tried to hire my classmates and the people that I went to school with, the people around me, and that quickly
Did it work?
it was frustrating, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just I guess looking outside of your immediate network to So for people that really want to work in, definitely.
And so you worked on that recruitment procedure or process, and you got better at it over time, I'm guessing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So now, yeah, now we really, well, we rely on VAs. So we do have some VAs, and that's been definitely transformational for how we operate now. Like rather than having like I don't know, I guess employees that we know, but yeah, yeah, definitely that's helped out a lot.
Are those VAs included in your 4 full-time equivalents at the moment, or they're on top?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yes. Now.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
What are some of the things you recommend to building a sustainable and kick-ass culture to help with the growth?
I'll say alignment on the goal. So as long as the team is aligned on the goal and has a same mentality that we're working towards, I think that really helps. Especially now where like we have such a small team, just having everybody laser focused on the same goal. So I think that definitely helps.
Yeah. Tell our audience how you've handled balance.
Balance. Oh, crazy. Where?
Yeah.
um. So my wife is heavy into meditation. She's like definitely tries to have us focus that way to where we have time to where we need to shut everything off, get focused, and really just have starting on a blank canvas helps out, and really just taking that time for yourself to really be the best that you can, or else like you're gonna show up half of yourself if not. So yeah, definitely meditation, just time together. We don't have any kids, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much professional development have you invested in yourself?
Right. So a lot in the past, probably in the past 4 or 5 years, really after the food truck, it was really a life changing point in my life because I was really growing to say like the only thing I needed to do or wanted to do was become a chef and be having my own food truck and stuff like that. So it was really like a transformational point to where like I had to really decide like what is it that I'm going to do now. Like so, spend a lot of time going to seminars, going to the different thing like I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right.
All right, yeah, yeah. So just spending time going, I mean, getting to different masterminds and different mentors to where we can really see what our next move is going to be. So yeah, yeah, since 2019, definitely as many mentorships and different stuff like that. Yeah.
That's great. Well, that's the next question. If you've had mentors or coaches.
Yeah, so definitely. Well, I guess you would say coaches more than mentors because yeah, like I said, it was paid, so I had to pay to be a part
Yep.
of these things. So yeah, I would say more so coaches. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Have you had any mentors, or have you seen any people, business people that are in this new sector you're in now that could become a mentor to you?
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, the coaches that I've been working with for the past like about a year or so, they're definitely hands on as far as willing to take a call, but it's a paid call, so I don't know if that kind of balances out. But yeah, they're in the field, and I think that's been a game changer as well. Just being around people in the same industry and like that's doing it kind of the same thing and moving towards the same goal. So just having somebody to bounce ideas off of, like it really helps.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think a lot of people underestimate how giving people are of their time in a mentor role. So experienced business
Mhm.
people, they may have retired or they're much further down the road than where you are at the moment. But
Mhm.
the worst thing they can say is no. So yeah, I highly recommend people research, find 2 or 3 people that they respect and see the path that they've taken already, and you want to
Mhm.
tread that path, say in this industry you're in now,
Mhm.
and approach them and just ask, can I take you out for lunch once a month or a coffee, and we just chat business for an hour or so, and you find a lot of valuable information. And I've both been a mentor and a mentee, and get a
Definitely,
lot of value from that.
definitely. Yeah, success has receipts. Yep.
That's it. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
Do you have a board of directors or advisors?
Not at the moment.
Now, you're one of the few we've had on that's exited a business. Any advice for the audience listening that may be thinking about exiting one day?
I'll say it starts really at the core of it. Like if you planning to exit your business, you want to start your business planning to exit because like Street Spice with our food truck, we didn't plan to exit, so it was kind of trying to get to that point at the end. Trying to get everything in the right ducks in a row. Trying to get to that point. But yeah, I would say if it's not started like that, as soon as possible, try to get it to where you can, you want your books in order. You don't want to have any negative on, I guess, your cash statements or anything like that. You want to have those in order. But yeah. So it really starts from the beginning, but it's never too late, obviously. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, makes it much easier and less work if you start early on. Out of interest, how did someone approach you to buy the food truck, or you went to a broker, or how did the sale come about?
So it was posted actually, and yeah, someone approached us actually, and it was a company out of Raleigh, North Carolina, so it's not too far, maybe 2 3 hours away, and yeah, that was kind of how it started.
Great. All right, DaRel, we're on to our final 5 questions. What do you think is the hardest thing in growing a small business?
Hardest thing. So not your, I'll say your niche is definitely like you want to find really niche down and know who you're selling to. Um, and also, yeah, employees,
Yep.
finding employees. Yeah, team.
Favorite business book which has helped you the most?
I would say as far as transformational thinking, it would be get Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
So
Robert
yeah,
Kiyosaki, great book. Yeah.
definitely. So just mindset on how money works and how you should think about spending money and just having returns. So yeah, definitely.
Have you read his book after that, Cash Flow Quadrant?
I have, so not finished, but yes.
Yep. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll enjoy that one. Yeah. Any great podcasts or online learning tools you use for your own professional development?
So Earn Your Leisure, EYL podcast. It's a podcast here in the States where it's really focused on entrepreneurs, but really niching down to what you like to do, and they bring on guests that specialize in different industries, and they kind of just deep dive into how to get into the industry, and if you're already in there, how to push your business ahead. So Earn Your Leisure podcast is one of my favorites.
One tool you'd recommend to help grow a small business?
Onlinejobs.ph. Get a virtual assistant.
Well, funny you should say that, DaRel, because I'm actually interviewing the founder of onlinejobs.ph
Oh, yeah?
in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, John's coming on the cast. He reached out. So yeah, that's John Jonas.
Okay.
He's an American, but they've done amazing. They've had amazing growth and success. So he's got a really interesting story. I'm really keen to hear and have on the cast. I'll shoot that through to you when it goes live.
Definitely, please do. Yeah.
Let me just write that down. Hang on a sec. I'll edit that out. But yeah, I totally agree. I've got a team of 6, I think, at the moment in the Philippines, one in Pakistan. And they're just great. The Filipinos in particular, 83% of the population is Catholic, so there's a strong work ethic there. They're very loyal. English is excellent after the American occupation after World War II. All highly educated. Some of them have 2 degrees at uni, and just really nice people to work with.
Definitely agree.
Finally, my favorite question: what would you tell yourself on day 1 of starting out?
Are you sure this is what you want to do? Really? Yeah. I mean, just being an entrepreneur, it takes so much time, so much dedication that like you really have to be no questions down. Like, this is what I want to do. It's the path I want to be on. So really, just ask yourself, is this what you want to do, bro? Is it, and why? Like, is it for you? Is it for selfish reasons, or is it for just to make money, or are you really helping somebody? Like, that's why I say help somebody have a need that or a gap that you're filling, and the money will come. So yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time today, DaRel. Really enjoyed the chat. Congratulations to you and your wife on the growth of both businesses and growing the food truck business from 3 to 13 and selling it in 2018 and starting up Alsace and helping a lot of small business owners out there already got $2 million into businesses to help with their growth. So congratulations to you both and the wider team on success so far.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Please leave a review in iTunes or whatever platform you listen to us on. It means more small business owners will find our cast and help people with their business growth journey.